So thank you, Nico, for joining me today. So tell me about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Chicago. Um, Lived there pretty much my whole life. Ended up moving to Oklahoma, working for Joe. Um, Currently, I am in Chillicothe, Illinois. I worked for. We filmed demolition derbies. We did live streams for them. I ended up leaving. Uh, so yeah, currently looking for work.
Okay, so you're a photographer and filmographer. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Mainly video, but yeah, I do photography and editing.
So what type of photography do you like to do?
Um, Pretty much anything.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing like nature stuff. Um, but yeah, whatever.
Okay, cool.
I'm not too picky.
So I figure we'll just dive right in and just start talking about Joe. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so when you accepted the job, what did you expect versus what you thought when you arrived there?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I remember getting the email from the producer who was there then. His name was Mark, and we kind of talked for a bit, and then we did like a Skype, and he kind of gave me the background on Joe and the zoo. He told me that someone lost their arm, and he was like, "You still want the job?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And so then I get there, and it was, I like growing up in Chicago, big city. Um, Moving to Oklahoma was crazy. Mainly because like we never, like my family never really went on vacation, so we never really like traveled a whole lot. Like we went to Italy when I was a kid, but other than that, really nothing. So going to Oklahoma was definitely like culture shock, and then getting to the zoo, that was like an entire different kind of like culture shock. Like you get there, there's these trailers that you're going to be living in, and then you go into the gift shop and you kind of meet everyone, and they're not the normal bunch of people that you would like associate with. um, but then you step out of the gift shop into the park, and it was like, is this real? Like, am I dreaming right now? Like, what is this place? I kind of like expected the Jurassic Park theme song to start playing, because you see these huge cages, like they're like 12 to 20 feet tall, and you just see all these animals. It was crazy.
So when you got there, how were the animals? Like, did they seem like they were well kept, or did they kind of seem in rough environment?
I'd say for the most part, they they looked like they were in a good environment. There were some cages that seemed kind of small, um, but I guess it's just kind of like a space issue, I guess. But the overall, I'd say like the animals were taken care of really well.
Well, that's good to hear at least. So tell me about meeting Joe Exotic for the first time. How was that?
It was my second day. He wasn't there my first day. As I was watching the documentary, it kind of like clicked in my head. In Tampa, helic flyby on my first day there. So the second day, yeah, I go to the gift shop for the morning meeting, and Joe kind of points at me and goes, "Who the hell's this guy?" And my producer Mark at the time, he goes, "Oh, Joe, this is Nico, your new camera guy." He's like, "Oh, we'll see about that. He may be waking up in my bed tomorrow morning." Yeah, so that was the first time I met my boss. And then, as we're leaving the gift shop, everyone from on the animal crew, they're going, "Oh, you're going to be the next Travis, aren't you?" Like, what are you talking about? They're like, "Well, Travis started off as a camera guy, and then he moved in with Joe." I was like, "Oh, well, like, I'm not gay." Like, "Yeah, neither's Travis." I was like, "Oh, what did I get myself into?" Like, I should have listened to my mom. I shouldn't have went. Like, it was crazy. Just
So
like,
so that's your first impression meeting him. Like, how did he grow on you? Like, how did your relationship with Joe like go throughout the time filming him?
yeah, I mean, it was a good relationship. He was cool with all of us in the studio. I think he kind of saw what we were doing for him, and so he took care of us. Yeah, there was definitely some like ups and downs. He definitely liked to like hit on me and say different things, but it was it was whatever. I
You just
didn't
kind of
really
shrugged
care.
it off.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? It's just is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it was a good relationship that we had. You know, can't really say anything bad about the way he treated me or he treated the studio. It was more like seeing him interact with the animal crew. Um, he kind of treated them like second class citizens just because he could replace them, like they were replaceable. He can do that, so he can treat them a certain way. And so there was a lot of turnover with them, and there wasn't a whole lot with us just because we Joe liked us. So
Right. You were kind of like in his inner group, I guess.
yeah.
I guess. So I'm guessing now, like, you guys are on, like, how do you feel about him with the whole going to jail situation? Like, do you think differently of him, or do you still kind of feel the same about him?
No, I feel the same way. I mean, there was a lot of things he was doing when I was there that were shady. Um, he he had people sponsor animals, and he would, like, it was like once a month he would like send a picture to them, and they would send him money to take care of the animal. And one of the days, like, we were in his office, and he was someone said, "Oh, this person needs a picture of this tiger." He goes, "Well, that tiger's dead."
What?
And like they're still sending him money for that, take care of that tiger. Or like he would sell a tiger or he sell some animals and still taking in sponsored money. He, he claimed that he had cancer, and he started like a GoFundMe kind of thing, and he never had cancer. He just kind of took the money. Um,
So he was like slightly a con artist.
yeah. I went to the hospital with him, and it was a plastic surgeon's office. And he had like benign tumors in his leg. And like, cause everyone was warning me like, "Oh, you're gonna see like the insides of someone. It's gonna be crazy." So I was freaking out. And then like that happened, and I was like, "What?" And then and then after that, he got Botox, and then we went furniture shopping, and then we went back to the zoo.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
different.
So I mean, that's Joe. Like he's so it didn't surprise me that he went to jail. It did surprise me the way he went to jail, because I didn't think he would ever do something like that. I know, like, he hated Carol. That was like established from day one. Like,
So that's
Carol's the enemy.
gonna kind of that's gonna roll into my next question. Like, how did you feel about his like obsession with Carol Baskin? Like, how was that?
I mean, at first I had no clue about any of the whole animal world, because it's crazy. And so, like, I was just like, I don't know why he's in an argument with this lady or these other people. Like, like, why is he doing this? And then, like, then you start hearing all the things, like, all like just repetition. You hear like all these things, and then like it's almost like being in a cult, because like everything's about Joe. His music's playing in the gift shop. There's pictures of him everywhere, and then he's always just kind of like feeding you lines about these people. So you kind of like you get into that mindset, like, oh, everyone's against Joe. Joe's this good person. So he has to stand up for himself, against all these people. And it's like, I never met Carol, so I can't like speak about her, but I don't know anything really about her other than what Joe told me. So
Gotcha. So you really only have one side of that story.
yeah. Yeah,
So
but I mean, from like everything that I've seen, like the videos of her and all that, like she doesn't seem like a good person
right, like I feel like she kind of egged it on a little bit, So
either. Yeah.
I feel like he may not be 100% innocent in it, but I feel like it was not just one-sided kind of thing, though.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you think that he actually did that? Like he really did try to put a hit out on her?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't
Um,
know.
I wasn't there I had left. I was there from March of 2014 to January 2015.
Gotcha.
But yeah, when I heard about that, I was like, really? I was like, I didn't think like Joe would be that stupid to do that. But I mean, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, you just really never truly know what had happened, I guess. So,
Yeah.
did you ever actually meet Travis?
Yeah, I knew Travis.
So, did you, but like, I don't know. I'm trying to think I want to word this. So were you there when he killed himself?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't there. But yeah, Travis was a cool dude. I mean, he kind of, it was just kind of weird how he got there. He was just a kid from like Southern California. And yeah, he would come by the studio and hang out with us. Other than that, he just would sleep all day, play video games, smoke weed, four-wheeler around, like just cause havoc everywhere he went. He he'd go to the property that they had and shoot his gun over there. He was just a big goofball. So it was when I heard that, my buddy Ramon, who I worked with at the zoo, who lives in Oklahoma, he told me about it, and I was surprised. Like I didn't know what to think. I didn't know if he did it on purpose or if then it came out that it was accidental. So it was. I still don't know, if it was accidental or not.
Yeah. Well, I hate that. So
Just
because oh, get to you. I'm sorry.
it was like just because like Joe did have kind of like a short leash kind of with him, like he wouldn't let him leave the park. Like Ramon and some of the other guys from the studio, they took Travis out to, I think, like Guardians of the Galaxy came out. They took him to the movies to go see a movie, and Joe like was like adamant with like not letting him go, and they finally talked him into going. And yeah, so Joe was like calling him like every like 15 minutes, seeing where he was. And then Travis went to California to visit his family, and like he didn't call Joe when he got there, and he didn't call him for like 5 hours. So Joe's freaking out. It was like 2 hours after like his flight was supposed to land. Joe's calling the cops. Like,
What?
yeah. So
Like,
like that was the whole like I don't know if he did it on purpose because he thought the only way like out of there, or if it was the accidental like he's just put it to his head saying that it wouldn't go off, and it did. So I don't know. It's one of those things where
I really hate that. That was awful.
yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, because he was a good kid. He was just a big goofball.
yeah, he really seemed like that. They seemed like a really wholehearted, like genuine guy.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
there anybody that you got close to when you were filming?
From like the studio crew or like just in
Oh,
general from the
just
park.
in general. I mean, even like who was on the show, maybe, or something like that.
Um, well, I mean, there's two people from the studio crew that I still keep in touch with. One of our crew members, Suze Enos, she's out in Denver right now. I think she works for a news station now. We still keep in touch every now and we text every now and then. I haven't seen her since the zoo, but we still talk and stuff. Then my buddy Ramon, met him. That we were roommates in the trailer. We we ended up striking up a real good friendship, and after the zoo, we decided to just get in the car and go across the country shooting a documentary called "Searching for the American Dream." And so we just kind of stopped in different cities where we knew people, and even somewhere we didn't. We just asked people on the street, like, just different questions about the American dream. Like, what do you think of when you hear the term the American dream? What is the American dream? What's your American dream? And that's on YouTube. It's just searching for the American dream. Um, so we did that. It took us like 6 months, I think.
Oh wow.
And then like a month of just editing every day. So like 7 months in total. But yeah, so yeah, we still keep in touch. I've gone out to Oklahoma a few times, and then he came up to Illinois once. But yeah, we text. It's weird. We text like it'll be like every day for a week, and then we won't text each other for like 3 months. Like it's just
It's one of those friends.
it's crazy. Yeah. But he's doing good. He's doing good in Oklahoma. He said it was crazy there when the documentary came out. He said people were dressing up like Joe. They were talking like Joe. They were playing his songs on the radio in Oklahoma.
I mean, it blew up. It was a phenomenon. Like before I even watched it on Netflix, I was seeing memes all over Facebook, and I was just kind of snickering, like, "What is this?" And then when I watched it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this makes so much sense now."
Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean,
It
how
was
do you
crazy.
feel about the fact, like, did you expect it to blow up like it did?
No, not at all. And I had heard like some rumors of the documentary coming out, and I was like, oh, it's not going to be a big thing. It's not going to be anything. And it just blew up. I don't know if it was because everyone was like in like the lockdown, that like everyone was just sitting at home watching it, bored, and that's why. But because I have no clue why people would want to watch that. But I guess I kind of do, because it's a train wreck, and
It
like
is
you
a whole
can't
train wreck.
stop watching it.
Exactly.
Like even I was like, I couldn't stop watching it, and I lived it. I was like,
That's
it was just, I had friends of mine texting me like, they're like, there's a guy in Tiger King that looks like you. Like, dude, that is me. Like, I'm in the background in shots. Like,
that's so cool.
yeah, like I'm carrying the throne. There's another shot. I think someone's getting fired, and I'm just had my arms crossed. It's like, but yeah, I'm in a few shots. They use a lot of the B-roll shots were the shots that we got when we were working there too. So that was pretty cool to see that on Netflix.
That's really awesome. So were you like so when you did your video, it was for the actual show, or were you just kind of there just as Joe's personal videographer, or just both?
Yeah, we were there when I was there. The studio crew was just Joe's like personal camera crew. But he would do a live YouTube show every day, like Monday through Friday at like it's like 7 o'clock to like 8 or 9 or something. Um, so yeah, I didn't have anything to do with the documentary, but I mean it was cool though, just seeing it. But yeah, we would follow Joe around. He'd make us wear polos that said live TV film crew on the back. We
Yeah.
had white and pink ones.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, and in the winter, he gave us these like bright blue jackets that had the same thing on the back, live TV film crew. And he would act like we were like, when we would go out in public, he would act like we were like, like he didn't really want us there. Like we were just like annoying him. Like, oh, they're making me do this type of thing.
Do you still have your shirts?
Oh, I don't know.
You totally
They
need to go find them.
I'm gonna have to look next time I'm at my parents' house, because I might have a polo.
You should do it, and that's like authentic. That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
some merch. So, is there any point in time that you were kind of like, I'm done with this, like I want to leave, or did you just enjoy your whole entire time there?
Um, yeah, there were two times. The one where I actually did leave, that one, I'll talk about that later. The first one was the first producer, Mark. Me and him were like, we were like good friends for like the first month, and then I don't know if Joe told him he had to act more like a boss or something, because he started like being real demanding, and like everything had to be a certain way, and like he kind of started doing things that would like kind of trip you up, like get you in trouble on purpose, type of like. And so yeah, so I actually like I had the camera, and I went to the gift shop, and I just put the camera and I was like, I'll be right back. I went, just packed all my stuff, got in the car, and I started driving. And then I called my mom, and she was like, no, you have to go back. You have to go back. And so I went back and like apologized for leaving. Um, and then right before like Rick came, there was another time where I almost left, and Joe was like, he was like, just hold on for like 2 more weeks, because Mark's gone and we're bringing in a whole new crew. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like at least Joe was kind of looking out for me. But yeah, when I left for to go do the documentary that Ramon and I did, that was like all of us kind of left. Rick was the only one there who stayed there. There was like four of us that left. Mainly because we were trying to get a reality show for Joe, and it just fell through. Like Rick was kind of going off the deep end with like drinking, and and smoking, and just like things got kind of weird. And Joe was also doing things that, like, telling people he was dying of cancer when he wasn't, and like there's a whole like insurance kind of thing. And so like just the reality show fell through, and we were all like, well, there's nothing left for us to do here. We're not gonna be Joe's film crew forever. So we all kind of just left and did our own thing.
Wow. And then it blew up.
Yeah,
That's
but
incredible.
that was just that documentary crew that came in that kind of did all that.
Yeah, that is crazy. So, I actually did kind of a questionnaire on the Joe Exotic group on Facebook, and one of the questions that was asked is, why did they interview the hitman in the bathtub? Do you have any inside secrets of why they did that?
I have no clue. People have been asking me that. They're like, that was super weird. I was like, yeah, I don't know why they did that either. Like, I don't know if they did that to just be weird. Like, was it something to just like have people talk about, like we're talking about
Right.
right now? Like, I don't know if that's why they did it, or I don't know if there was like a symbolism there. Like maybe like they were showing him like he's like cleaning himself from like his like sins or something. I have no clue.
Interesting. That's I mean, kind of like going back to the train wreck factor. Maybe it was just kind of one of those I can't quit watching. This makes no sense kind of things. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. You
wow.
got to throw something awkward in.
I mean, they did plenty of that. I feel
Oh
like.
yeah.
So, after seeing the series, how do you feel about all of the big cat owners and all of this craziness going on among them?
Oh, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal of like having them. Like, I mean, I get like why they have them, like because like their home, like their natural habitat's being destroyed. So it's like you want to preserve the species, but it's like at what cost? Like, are you doing it at? Like, because I mean, you see different videos of different zoos where like the animals aren't being taken care of, and it's like, what's the point of like doing this? But yeah, I mean, if they're taking care of them right, I mean, I don't have a problem with them keeping them. It just, I mean, it does suck that they're in cages.
Right.
Um, it's just kind of ironic that now Joe is the one in the cage.
Yeah, that very much is true. And who knows what could happen in the future with others either. So,
Oh yeah,
I mean, there's
yeah.
so much going on with all of that. Oh my gosh. So, who do you think set fire to the Gator House in the equipment office?
Oh, I've been asked that one too. We had just left. Like that was like a month after we left, and so I was still in Oklahoma. I was in Purcell, Oklahoma, which is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes north of Wynnewood, where the zoo is. We were at Ramon's grandpa's house, and I just remember like, there was woke up, like came into the living room, woke me up. He was like, dude, something happened at the zoo. I'm getting texts. Like my phone won't stop going off. When we turned the news, there's a fire in Winnie Zoo. I'm like, what happened? And so I mean, it took a while for them to do like their investigation. They said it was arson, but me and Ramon both think that it got hit by lightning, just because there was a big storm and it was a metal building,
Right.
and the electric, like there was just wires hanging everywhere, like just it wasn't like the best studio.
Right.
Um, but I mean, if it wasn't that, I mean, I don't know. It was either Rick or Joe, and it's 50-50 on, because that's something either of them would do, just to like have someone talk about it and have their name be brought into it. But yeah, I have no clue. I kind of lean towards it. It was during the storm, but yeah, I don't know.
Who really knows? So, would you, knowing what you know now, would you do it again and would you have left differently?
Oh, knowing what I know now, yeah, I'd do it again. It was a blast. It was just an experience that I'll never have again, and I don't think the majority of people will ever have. So it
Right.
was really cool to just be there for, I was there for like 10 months, and just to be around, all the people that I met there. I wouldn't have, the friends that I have. I wouldn't have the stories. Yeah, I would definitely do it over again. And I mean, if the circumstances were different and it didn't kind of end the way it did, and maybe like we got the reality show or something, like maybe I would have stayed, but yeah, I definitely would do it all over again.
So going to the whole having so many memories, like, is there anything in particular that just stands out that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, the craziest story didn't even happen at the zoo. It was at another zoo. We were rescuing um, a bunch of like tigers and lions and a mountain lion, I think a leopard from the zoo in Louisiana that was getting shut down. And they didn't trank the one of the male lions down all the way. They gave him like half of the trank and get cage up the door. He kind of jumped up and I was right there with the camera and he kind of jumped up kind of right at me. So yeah, that was kind of scary. And then while we were there, while that was going on, a tiger almost jumped out of the cage. Like it was crazy.
Oh my goodness. That's so terrifying. I mean, so you already knew about um
But yeah.
like all of that going on as far as like the RV gnawed off and everything. You already know all that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I knew Saf as well. I met Saf my first day. So this is another crazy thing. My first day, my dad went there with me. My dad drove down with me, and then he got like a rental car in Oklahoma City, and then he drove back. But he was at the zoo my first day, kind of walking around, and Mark is showing us around the zoo. We get to the alligator pit, and uh, peacock walking around there, and so we're like, should we get that thing out? Like what, like should that be in there? And Mark's like, oh no, it shouldn't be in there. So he goes to Saf, and Saf has to get a peacock out of the alligator pit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was my first day.
Oh my goodness. So what are you doing now? Are you I heard you say you're still like looking for work, that kind of thing. So are you not working at all?
Yeah, I'm not working at all right now. It's been like a month. Um, yeah, I'm just looking for something else.
Are you wanting to get into the TV industry or just kind of whatever falls in your lap kind of thing?
Kind of whatever falls in my lap, I guess. I mean, pretty much whatever. I'm open to anything.
So do you have any hopes or anything for 2021?
Um, Hopes for 2021. Hope that this COVID thing's over and then I have a job. That everything can just, go back to, everyone being able to go outside and do stuff and go out and have a good time.
So my last and final question, and it's just kind of a personal question for you. What would you say to somebody who's trying to get into the industry, and what do you have to say for them?
Um, who? Um, Man, I don't know. I don't know if like having like the education, like going to school and getting like a degree is something that you have to do. I didn't do that. Like I went to a broadcasting school where it's just like a year long program and they didn't really teach like you a whole lot about cameras, but I kind of fell in love with cameras. They were kind of focused on radio broadcasting. But yeah, like I just kept applying for like different internships, got an internship, and then like kind of just from there, it just kind of I kept finding different like odd camera jobs and kind of built like a reel. And then I don't really know because I didn't do like the traditional school things, so I don't know like kind of how it is. But I guess just now you can just take your phone out now, take pictures or video. Like I would say just do that. Like just go do whatever. Like if you like nature, just go find like a forest preserve or like a state park and just take pictures, take videos, and just kind of build a reel like that. If that's what you're interested in. I mean, there's Instagram, Facebook, you know, you can post all this stuff there. I think that's probably like the way that I would say for people to do it is just learn on your own, really, because that's for me, like learning in the field is how I learned everything. Like I didn't really learn a whole lot in school. Like I learned everything just from being thrown into it, like being thrown into, you know, a tiger cage while they knocked a tiger out, you know, and they're having to do stitches on it. Like it was like, oh, all right. You know, like I was just doing demolition derby and it's like I'm standing on like a mound of dirt and there's cars going, you know, 20, 30 miles an hour. And sometimes they come up by you. It's like, you kind of just learn on the fly and you kind of learn how to mess with things on the camera. But yeah, I would say just practice, just take your phone, or if you have a camera, just take pictures as you want. You know, it's all digital now. So you don't
Yeah.
got to worry about film. Yeah, just do stuff on your own.
And just go out.
Yeah, just go after it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me today. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we close out?
So the thing with the lion, that's on my Instagram. I just posted the sizzle reel. They took it off of Joe's YouTube page, and I went to go put it on mine, and they said there was like a copyright thing, but Instagram hasn't taken it down yet. So it's on my Instagram. It's nmarchetti72. And so there's a whole sizzle reel from when we tried getting him a reality show. It's up there.
Yes, I will go look at that myself. I cannot wait to see it. Thank you so much, Nico, for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking your time out to talk to me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Of course. And I can't wait to see what you do in the future. I'm going to be keeping up with you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You have a good afternoon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.